My name is Elizabeth Parenteau. I am a writer, documentarian, and biographer, and for the last little while I've been studying the life and leadership of Billy Graham, and I know who my audience is. You are educators, scholars, lawyers, doctors, business people, and you might be wondering, what does this little Southern Baptist preacher have to do with my lifestyle and my road to success? Well, I could say that he's one of Time's top 20 leaders of the 20th century and that he has a net worth of 25 million, but we all know that success does not have a dollar value on it, and any accolades doesn't improve your leadership style. Really, there's 6 steps to leadership: coming alive, getting started, creating momentum, growing through fire and ice, multiplying momentum, and also deepening in every decade. Part 1. It's all about igniting. Coming alive means you come into the leadership scene with a burst of energy, purpose, drive, and humility. Part 2, getting started. Firstly, it's about forming the team. These relationships that you have will be very integral to the future of your company, and that you need people who will be with you through hell and high water. Confronting temptations. We all know one leader who ultimately led to the downfall of their organization because of their own personal lack of integrity. Also, we need to laser in on the mission, really have a defined goal of what we would like to achieve. We also need to love our harsh critics, those who may criticize us even when we don't feel that it's necessary. They can actually help us learn about ourselves more than our friends would actually let us. Part 3 is creating momentum. Firstly, as leaders, we need to communicate optimism and hope. We define our realities and we define the realities for our workers. Also, we need to mobilize money by relying not only on God, but we also need to rely on our own instinct and on a team of faithful advisors. We also need to empower soulmates. That team that we developed, we need to develop even deeper relationships with those we work with. Also, we need to expand the growing edge. Not only do we define our realities, but we can also expand our realities with the power in leadership. Part 4 is growing through fire and ice. Firstly, we must summon courage. And courage as leaders is not only being brave for yourself, but brave for those who you represent. In addition, we cannot be courageous unless the moment calls us to be courageous. Our bravery is only important when it's needed. In addition, we need to learn from our failures. Just as we have learned from our critics, your failures can show you how to succeed in the future. Also, we may experience trauma and betrayal in our relationships, but we as leaders cannot be incapacitated by this, but we can also see it as another opportunity to grow. In addition, we must redeem the ego, meaning that we don't have an overinflated sense of self, but we do command respect, and we also have an appropriate sense of self-worth. Part 5 is multiplying momentum. So this is birthing dreams. We as leaders need to be visionaries. In addition, we need to build bridges. Sometimes the most useful alliances in the business world or outside of it can be ones where it's very difficult to forge, but it's fruitful for both parties. Also, you can learn to understand others' differences through this. In addition, we need to ignite other leaders. We as leaders are responsible for the next generation. We are also teachers. Also, we need to sow seeds in all seasons, meaning that our actions always do have an impact, positive or negative, for the better or for the worse. So we always need to be conscientious and aware of what we're doing and have an intentionality in our leadership style. Part 6 is deepening in every decade. We plan to be leaders for the rest of our lives. So through this, we need to learn our weaknesses and leverage them. Learning is an integral part of leadership. You must always be learning. In addition, you need to plug into a continuous voltage. We as people have finite power, but God does have infinite power. When we draw on our own resources, we will always overdraw. Also, we need to be innovating. We need to continue with new ideas. We need to not only define reality, expand reality, but create new realities in the world because it's always changing. We need to keep on our toes. Lastly, we need to lead with love. Love is not something you often hear in the business world or in the medical world or any world outside of a church ministry, really. But leading with love is the most integral part of leadership, because when you lead with love, you can lead people. And when you lead with love, you can lead an organization and you can lead multiple different strands of anything. And I think that love is what deeply empowers the leadership styles of Billy Graham, which still affect most Christian leadership styles today. Thank you very much.